Hello and welcome everybody to episode 56 of Late Arrivals. Chris is
Hi.
coughing off camera.
Oh, did you hear it?
No, I just saw
Oh,
you.
okay.
I just wanted to
Sorry.
mention it.
Sorry.
You okay?
I got scared. Yeah.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah, man, I still have this cough. I don't know what's going on.
Go to the doctor?
I didn't. I don't like the doctors. They scare me unless I absolutely have to go.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the 5G getting to you.
Yeah. Once that
Dude,
alarm.
that alert today scared the shit out of me.
It did. Yeah, it startled me a little bit. I totally forgot that it was gonna happen. And then there it was. Didn't
I
last
knew it was
long,
gonna
though.
happen and still scared me.
Didn't last too long.
Did you have the urge to buy the Microsoft family of products?
No, but I saw that reply that you got under your tweet from like a bot.
The bot.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. It is always good for upgrades, fellow human.
Me too. Yeah, I got a little bit of an itch under my skin from the microchip from the vaccines. Got a little itchy.
Not good.
We have some training camp stuff to talk about.
But before we start the show, I need to clear something up real quick.
Okay.
After last Sunday's sick, nasty, disgusting, disappointing stunt the Anaheim team tried to pull on their social media account, I'm proud to take my found talents to the great state of Minnesota and becoming a Minnesota Wild fan.
Okay.
So
is that why the background is the way it is?
Yeah, and now it's this background. That was a disgusting social. What do they call it? Farming. Engagement farming. Yeah, that was a disgusting engagement farming tactic.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty good idea,
and so I can't support them anymore.
Shame on you. Tyler would be so upset with you right now. That's ridiculous.
Here in Minnesota, we know how to sign our good players before training camp.
Specifically, Marcus Foligno.
Yeah. Anyways, you want to talk about the big news that happened this week?
Well, we had some cuts from camp. Camp is rolling along. We're getting to the finish line here. We're almost at the start of the season. Things are shaping out, I would say, better than expected. A lot of the young kids are still around in camp. The play on the ice has not been the best lately, but we'll get into talking about that. I mean, some guy named Trevor signed. It wasn't that big a deal. I mean,
yeah, I don't know why he was even sitting out. He's not even that great.
But we'll also talk about that random guy later. But some notable names that have been cut from camp the last week. I know we had the names come out today of everybody moving down. Robert Haig, which everyone thought was going to be the 7th defenseman on the roster. Colton White. And then you also had, I was surprised Nestorenko went down. But a lot of the sentiment with that is, he'll get top 6 minutes with the goals. Let him go and do his thing down there for a little bit, maybe get a call up later in the season.
That was surprising that he got sent down. I thought he'd be the 7th man, D-man.
He definitely didn't have a good game the other night.
Yeah.
So he's looked kind of rough, but
hey, it happens. They're young.
Sure is.
But
I'm talking about Robert Hagg. Who are you talking about?
Are you talking about Hagg? Oh, I was talking about Nestorenko, yeah.
I was talking about Robert Hagg.
Oh.
Oh, anyways, carry on.
Well, yeah, Hagg is a bit surprising for sure.
Yeah.
But that does open up the conversation of who's gonna essentially beat out the other for the other spot between Zellweger and Minchikov, which, I mean, if that's your problem of having one of the two of them on the blue line, there are clearly worse problems to have than, two of the best defensemen in the CHL last year. But it is kind of funny that, Falconinen's now the 7th man, essentially, once or once we get Drysdale signed, hopefully
Yeah.
soon.
Hopefully.
I'm so sad it didn't happen today. That would have been perfect.
Just your Monday, Wednesday prediction
Yep.
being true.
It
Dude,
kind
2
of
weeks later.
Dude, I totally got the week wrong, but I got the day right. And I got the day right for Zegras. I said he'd sign on a Monday. So that was weird. So now Drysdale, whatever, take your time, but just do it on a Wednesday.
Felix, good friend of the show, Felix said 32 thoughts saying there's progress on Drysdale.
But what's Frank Saravalli saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Saravalli was reporting it, the sides would be deadlocked and there would be thrown coffee all over the boardroom at Honda Center. And John Gibson wouldn't be playing another game as a Duck. So
I'm actually waiting for Saravalli to say Drysdale's nowhere near a deal, and then just give it 30 minutes.
Is he the new Bob Nightingale?
he's been the hockey Bob Nightingale.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. There, only one other person I can think of that's like just has really bad takes and like opinions is Ken Campbell.
Yeah, but
he's not
that's
like
different because that's
yeah.
like just him yelling at
fine.
a cloud, where Saravalli at least has some pull and some following of like, hey, he kind of gets stuff right sometimes. So that's a apples to oranges comparison right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, the sentiment's the same. Like, they just constantly are there to be wrong. But
Felix said Frankfurter. Should just start calling Saravalli just the Glizzy. I'm gonna call him Glizzy from now
on. We had Noah Warren go back to juniors, which I think was a good call. He looked okay through camp, but he did lose all of most of last year to an injury, so he couldn't play. And what's one more year of development? Back in junior. I know the report saying that he was sent back, at least from his junior team side of things, said that they're kind of waiting on Tristan Leno, but that also is dependent on if he doesn't make the team out of camp. But this year feels a lot different. We've talked a lot the last couple episodes. Just it's cool having these problems of like, oh, we can't fit all of these people in, and it's because they're such great talent, not just, well, we can't play the kids because we're going to be bad, and we signed this guy or we traded for this guy and we have to use him because then it just looks bad. Like, I'm happy for once. Are we going to win many games this year? Probably not. Like, I hope
the happiness is going to be stomped on probably pretty early. But that's why you gotta take these little fun victories right away, right out of the gate.
Yeah, and like I was starting to say, like, even if it's another season of not being, I don't think we're going to be a shoe-in playoff team by any means, but as long as they take a step under Cronin and there is more winning games that you probably should win, and not just like, oh, okay, we're duking it out with the Blue Jackets in a meaningless game in March and winning 6-5. I guess if I had to say one thing for the year, like, we should win games against bottom teams and assert our dominance as the better bottom team. But I don't think that this is one of those years where we can be too pessimistic of, oh, they're losing again, because that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just so excited to see how this team looks with a new coach. Like, this is what we've all been waiting for the last couple seasons. We've been wanting Aikens out, and it's finally like a week away, a week and a few days. So exciting. We'll see how it goes.
Not so exciting. Alex Killorn's out 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured finger from the little scuffle in the Sharks game.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a blow. You obviously want one of the guys that you gave a lot of money in the offseason to be playing as many games as possible. But again, in a season that's probably not going to have much riding on it, yeah, a month with him would be kind of brutal. But it does, give Pat the opportunity to either look the waiver wire, maybe make a small trade, or just have one of the kids come up and play. I mean,
Yeah.
I know
Yep.
you mentioned in the group chat the projected lineup from NHL Network. I'll grab that real fast. I mean, they have, when he's healthy, he'll be the second line left winger, according to them. But your left side looks like Henrique, Vetrano, and Jones. You can easily slot in, say you bring up like a Regenda or someone like that. Like there's people that certainly can fill the role for that time being. But I think that also solidifies our worst fear of Zach Cassian making the team, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But shout out to our good pal Steven for being the optimistic one about that potential scenario of, at least you can expect that when Killorn's healthy, if Cassian does wind up making it on the roster, the games he's going to play, he's at least going to try.
Yeah.
Because he's a veteran guy that's kind of used to usage like that. So I mean, again, shout out Steven for being the one optimistic person about this whole thing. But
yeah,
like his mindset in that regard is kind of right. Like, I don't want him to be on the team, just because I feel like you can use that money for other purposes and have a better equipped lineup. But if it is just a couple games here and there, like as long as it's not regular ice time where he's in every game, I think that's kind of where I'm at. I'm okay with it to an extent, as long as it doesn't go further than, okay, he's playing every other night, he's playing every 2-3 games, like for matchup purposes, like
he's getting like top 6 minutes.
Yeah, we don't need another Derek Grant situation where out of necessity he's having to play top line minutes and it just spirals from there. But
yeah,
I don't think we'll have that issue.
It's like last night I tweeted out if I was like, are we thinking Cassian makes this team? And Felix had to respond with lock it in. So
I don't know. I think it might be 50-50 now, honestly.
Yeah.
Not too confident that he gets cut soon.
He's been pretty crummy, so.
What?
He's been pretty crummy.
That's putting it nicely.
We did have a waiver claim. Pat claimed Lassie Thompson from the Ottawa Senators. Former first rounder. I was watching highlights on YouTube, and the commentator for the Belleville Senators was calling all of his slap shots Tom bombs.
Okay.
So that's something we can get going, so long as he stays around. But a nice little option with Drysdale out, another younger body in the lineup. Probably will get reps switching in and out with whomever becomes that seventh guy, I'd think.
Yeah.
But I mean, any day you can get a former first rounder just for free. I mean,
why not?
You take those. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of Senators fans are pretty upset. So,
I mean, not as upset as they could have been if Bernard Docker got taken yesterday. But
yeah, it's true.
I mean, I feel we've had plenty of guys that we put on waivers and lost for nothing that were just kind of just like, well, shit. Like,
it's definitely been a week for the Senators. They've gone through some stuff.
Well, I guess we shouldn't beat around the bush any longer.
Our long national nightmare is over.
Well, half of it, at least. Of it.
Our long national nightmare is halfway over.
But the Ducks and Trevor Zegras finally agree to a new contract. You're looking at 3 years, 5.75 mil. Yep.
Yep. Wonderful. Beautiful.
I kind of feel like Trevor was the piece I cared about more. Not saying I don't like Jamie. It's just, I don't know. A lot of the aura that surrounds Trevor Zegras in the hockey world is never positive unless it's coming from our fan base. And just, we talked about it at nauseum of just being annoyed by all of it, and to have that taken care of and done, and knowing that just all of the, oh, well, this is going to ruin things for the team. And, this relationship has soured and things are going south. It's just,
I didn't
good
realize
that's gone.
Yeah. I didn't realize so many people worked behind the scenes with the Anaheim Ducks. I want to know how I get this job, because so many people are in that locker room. It's crazy because when they do media scrums, there's not that many people. So I don't know where all these people are getting in and where they're hiding, but a lot of people know the ins and outs of this organization, and it's crazy. I need the hookup. Let me know. It's pretty nuts. Apparently, like, Zegras is, his teammates hate him. He's immature. He's a locker room cancer. All the stuff. Like, it's crazy. So,
did you hear this from like the hot dog vendor that gave Saravalli this information too?
A lot of hot dog talk tonight. I like it.
But it is totally reasonable, totally fair for Zegras, because he totally could have gotten more money than what was given. It's nice to kind of see things fall in line. I know Jake, from our pals over at CTP, they touched on it a lot. Of it's totally fair market value for what he's produced so far. It lines up with some of the comparables. It's not as far-fetched as people were making it out to be. But again, when you're just hearing little quips here and there from Elliot Friedman and whomever thinks they have the beat on the situation, it definitely sounds a lot worse when you're hearing just kind of random things. But God, it feels nice to just be able to know and have that peace of mind that he is a Duck for another 3 years. And it sets him up in the future to make a whole hell of a lot more money.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's really good for him, because he's going to make a lot more money then than he would have right now, obviously. And then with the cap going up, that helps the Ducks at least be able to stomach it probably a little bit easier at that point. But yeah, where were you guys when you got the news? Because I was in the car with Jenny. We were getting breakfast. And I was like deep throating a breakfast bagel.
What?
Huh?
Man.
Sorry, it wasn't a breakfast bagel. It was a hummus. It was a hummus bagel. It's actually pretty good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It had like what did it have on it? It was literally just hummus on like an Asiago bagel. It was delicious.
Blech.
I'm telling you, dude, you gotta try it. It was at this like coffee shop in
I'm good.
Like uptown Phoenix area. Oh my god, it's called why am I blanking on the name? I don't know so much. I'm on the spot. I see the red recording button. That's what the problem is. Anyway, hummus bagel. I was down in that when I got the news. My phone was going off. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, I remembered I sent like a tweet into our big group chat of like new food at Prudential Center. I'm like, oh, the Devils fans in our group chat must really like it. And then like I open it up and it's all Zegras stuff. I totally missed it. I was too busy with my hummus.
Yeah, they posted at 10:30, so I was at work. I think I had just walked in. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh shit, is this real? Like clicking on it, like, okay, where's the check mark? Checking the app, make sure it's nice. It's the actual Anaheim Ducks and not Anna Ducks.
Ducks. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice morning.
The big part of the whole situation, I think that we should focus a little more on is the fact that they spoke to both Zegers and Cronin after his first practice back yesterday. And the fact that both sides are acknowledging that, there's some growth to be had. I think that's kind of the big thing is there's a lot of, oh, he's immature and he's just a one-trick pony. And, he confirms that, Cronin met up with the guys, not to say Cronin would have lied to us, but, he talked a little bit about how he, traveled after he first got hired and met with some of the guys and, they spoke for a couple hours just about what's expected of him.
Yeah.
And, Cronin reiterated that in his availability saying, he's obviously got some catching up to do being, 2 weeks into camp already. But he's more than capable of getting up to speed very fast, and that there's going to be that precedent of, there's some learning to do. This isn't just going to be, hop in there, get your reps, just do what you're doing. Like,
yeah,
it's time to be more of a complete player, which, hey, that's the right approach to have with, a kid that's arguably going to be a face of your franchise down the line. We're already seeing the seeds being planted with Leo and a lot of the younger kids of like, you're not the best version of you right now, and we're here to make you the best version of you. And I like hearing that because I think I've said it every episode since we've been back. It's just nice having a real perspective on it instead of just the hockey buzzwords of, yeah, he's a talented young man, he's here, woohoo, we have him back, he'll get right in, everything will be fine. It's nice to know that there's some perspective of like, no, he's gonna still have to work. Like, just because he's Trevor Zegras isn't gonna instantly make him, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's not like he's just gonna hop in, everything's gonna be, the Trevor Zegras show.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to do anything. He can slack off because it's Zegras.
Yeah.
I like the defensive work that Cronin had him do like immediately. The whole thing where he took his stick away and like threw it into the corner and like made him play defense without a stick. I actually thought that was pretty cool.
Well, and the fact that he's doing it with everybody, it's not just
exactly.
It's not just a, hey, like
he's not
some
being
of the
singled
guys
out.
some of the guys were doing this, now you're gonna do it too. Like it's been a drill that he's having everybody do. So it's very, instead of being so much of, hey, this is what you missed, do this real fast and we'll be done. It's like, no, this is what everyone's been doing for 2 weeks while your stuff was being sorted out. Like, let's get to it.
And Cronin had nothing but good things to say about it. He actually was surprised at how well Zegras was able to pick up on it, playing defense without a stick. So that's at least that's nice to hear that he kind of got in and was able to do what Cronin was wanting pretty much right away. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it wasn't too much for us to shake off.
Yeah.
I think one thing I'm going to be looking out for in the future is how Pat deals with the other free agents. Like, is he going to hardball them like he did with Trevor?
Probably. He probably will. That's just his tactic, I guess. Like, I can't see it changing. I mean, if he's doing it right now with Zegras and Drysdale,
let's hope he doesn't.
It's going to happen with McTavish. It'll happen.
Let's hope he doesn't do that too much, because he's going to end up pissing off somebody doing that. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely valid to critique how far this got dragged out.
I don't think it sounds like maybe it shouldn't have taken this long.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows what all the conversations were and how they ended.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason we don't hear about those things until they boil over to the last minute. And thankfully, that didn't happen as much as I think it's portrayed as to happened.
And especially with the Ducks, we don't hear a lot to begin with. Like, they're very, like, you don't hear much coming out of anything with the Ducks. It's
exactly.
So it's not like we're the Leafs or anything, and every little thing gets out and gets blown out of proportion, and nowhere near that kind of media coverage. So
yeah.
But yeah, which might be a good thing, honestly. Like that might be good. Like I kind of like that. I mean, I was annoyed just with this Zigra stuff. I can't imagine if this team was if
In
it
a
had
bigger
the
market.
spotlight. Yeah, if it had the spotlight like the Leafs or the Canadians or even Vancouver or something like that, where it's like, I mean, the stuff with Austin Matthews, that I can't imagine being a Leafs fan during all that. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like it can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because we are so used to just things kind of being go with the flow. You hear when stuff comes out, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's been amplified a little bit the last couple of years, being as bad as we've been. You know, people want to hear something when there's not much to really, hold, or have much faith in, I guess.
Yeah.
You want to hear that we're signing this guy, or we're, making these draft picks for who the fan base wants, and, all that other stuff. And it's like, to not have the spotlight, sometimes it's just kind of like you sit back just like, okay, well, fuck, we had a terrible season and here we are just sitting back doing nothing. Like I definitely understand that, and I see that as like kind of the downside to it. But it is nice not having all that noise of, oh, hey, he tied his shoe wrong on the sidewalk, and there's a whole TSN article about it. Like,
Yeah.
It's nice being in a small market like we are, but at the same time, some of the downfalls of it are you don't hear those things because it's just not as connected as a bigger place. Like, even LA, like, not to say LA has more coverage than we do, but they're kind of in a different ballpark than us, just because of being a bigger city.
Yeah.
You don't think California and think Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real. You think LA, you think your capital cities and stuff, and if you ask someone to point out where Anaheim was on a map of California, like, they're not going to be able to do that. Let's be real.
Mean, unless you can get lucky and ask a lot of Disney people.
Well, yeah,
they might.
But it's great to have Z back for another 3 years. Like I said, I told you guys, it's nice knowing that my USA Hockey jersey is not just a collector's item, and I can actually wear it.
I still need to get one of those. That one is so nice.
It's very nice, and it's nice and comfy. The Nike jerseys are nice.
That's good.
Who should have taken over for Adidas, but we've had that discussion already.
Yep.
Well, we did have some other fun stuff happen. We dropped some more merch, which was a fun 48 hours.
Yeah.
But we officially have a second merch drop in our store. We got the Mighty Seals.
Are you able to show it or no?
I can maybe make it my background on Zoom, but
okay. It's so awesome. Like I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's very
good. I bought a dad hat and some stickers.
Some stickers.
I was gonna get a shirt, but I'm gonna wait for the shirt, I think.
There we go. We kind of got it.
Look at Sammy the Seal.
Look at that.
If you're listening and you can't see this, just go on any of our social media and you'll see this logo. We have it everywhere. But it's beautiful.
It was like I said, a very, very fun 24 hours with it, or 48 hours with it, because we dropped it. We got the design, we dropped the merch, and then instantly got a content warning on Teespring, and kind of wasn't fun, but they said that their system sometimes auto flag stuff, thinking it's suspicious, and
at least it was an accident.
Yeah, that made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, we're all good. The Mighty Seal lives on.
But
what's the link for that?
Oh, that's a very complicated link, Lou. I'm not gonna be able to remember that off the top of my head. It's like a couple hyphens and a bunch of dashes.
Do you have our link tree close by? Is it? Do you have it?
I'll pull it up on my computer real fast. Let's have to.
Is it on our link tree? Is it the shop lap on Spring?
Yep, that's the
Yeah,
one.
it's late arrivals pod dot creators / spring or dash spring,
.com.
and it'll bring you to late arrivals podcast store on Spring.
Our
We
Mighty
got
Seal stuff and our Quack Metal.
we got stickers, we got mugs, add mugs, and then a hoodie and a t-shirt, and then dad hats. Wanted to kind of diversify a little bit, but not go too crazy. You know, I could have put like dog bowls and feeding mats and stuff for your pets, but I don't think we're that big yet.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
But for those of you that have bought it already, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Some people have reached out to me, and they have bought some, so appreciate you.
Yeah.
For supporting us and everything. That's awesome. I need to get a hoodie myself.
I will say this: if you do buy any of the clothing, this is also coming from me. I'm a bigger individual, so stuff naturally fits me a little tight. I would maybe size up a size from what you normally wear.
Okay.
I know with the Quack Metal long sleeve shirt, that one kind of fits me fine, and I got a 2X. The hoodie fits perfect at a 2X, but I know the shirt felt a little tight. But the shirt also did come a little misprinted, so could have just been something wrong with it. But I would definitely say if you're kind of in between sizes or you like a little baggier, maybe go a size up.
Okay.
But I know the hoodies, I put the same hoodies that I did for the Quack Metal one, and those things are so comfortable. They're very soft. They're definitely a little on the thinner side. But that's kind of what I was looking to do because I like wearing hoodies under my jerseys when I go to games. So it's a little bit on the breathable side, so it's not just like super, super baggy. But I am hopefully eventually going to add some more, maybe put a different hoodie, maybe something a little thicker on there, just so we have some options. But it's fun. I'm happy to have new merch, and
yeah, it's awesome, man.
It's gonna lead to jerseys and stuff down the line, maybe.
Yeah, actually, our buddy Max told me or asked me to make sure that I let him know when it comes out on a sweater, on a jersey. He wants the Mighty Seal on a jersey. So Max, the Angels fan.
Oh, that Max. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and so if you buy anything, take a picture and send it to @LateArrivalsPod on Twitter or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, show us where you're wearing it. Maybe you're
we on Facebook
somewhere outside of California. Maybe that'd be kind of cool.
Do we have a Facebook account?
We don't. But if you share it to a Ducks group like Ducks Nation and Ducks fans worldwide, I think I'm in both of those and I share our stuff in there, so I would see it.
Okay.
That does lead me into our last little point here, Ducks related stuff. NHL 24 comes out on Friday.
Yes, sir.
So I will be buying the game.
Apparently there's already, because the pre-order came out yesterday, and there's already shit wrong with it.
That's every NHL game.
That's just like franchise mode is still screwed up.
Is it?
Like there's just bugs on it.
It's the EA experience. If the game's not buggy at launch, you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
But Friday I will be putting our team together, as well as a little sheet just that we'll make public on the Twitter, on our socials, if you are interested in playing. I'm not going to cap how many people can be in the club, because if people want to play and maybe meet another fan, hang out, play some games, you guys are more than welcome to. I know the plan is I kind of want to start streaming games on maybe like Sunday nights, maybe do like 2 or 3 on our Twitch, just to kind of have another thing, fill the week with content. Then also just because I know ESHL is very chaotic, so it is fun to watch. I do want to make sure that the cross-platform works, just so we're not limited to just Xbox, with me being on Xbox.
Do you have the
But-
newest Xbox or the one
Yeah.
before it?
I have the Series X.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on PlayStation.
But I don't know. It's just exciting. I'm happy to get people involved with it. You know, I've talked about maybe having this transition over to real life with, you know, a team. That is coming at a later date. I'm still trying to figure out you know, when a good time to try and do something like that is, because doing it in real life is very hard. When there's money involved. But yeah, I'll have something out hopefully before Friday. If not by the weekend, just kind of gauging interest if people do want to play. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But that's all I got Ducks wise. You guys have anything else you want to add?
That's
Go wild, baby.
No, not go wild. Do you know what their logo is? If you're a true fan?
It's like a Wolverine or some shit.
Nah. See, you're not a true fan. It's a bear. Wake up.
Bear, Wolverine.
Wake up. It's a
Both
bear,
predators in the
Wolverine.
wild.
Same thing.
They both have claws and teeth.
I was gonna say, if you are down, I see someone in here said that they are down for
Yeah,
EASHL.
couple of people said they were.
Yeah, if you're down, go ahead and message us on our Instagram or Twitter. I mean, in here works, but I'll lose it. At least if you DM us, we'll have your name down a little bit better, and I can send it over to Jake so he knows. But yeah, so we can kind of see how many people are interested and stuff like that. So,
And I also have to preface one thing. I wouldn't expect this to be like we're pushing for the top division every season. I think I'm a decent NHL player, but I'm not much of a sports game guy. So I just kind of play it for fun, just because, like I said, the mode's chaotic and just all over the place.
I'm
so I would
mostly
definitely
a franchise guy, so I'm
Yeah.
not really good at online play.
I would just say keep that in mind, not to discourage anybody, but
yeah,
I'm going into this with the vibes of just let's have some fun, relax, just kind of hang out, meet some new people. Winning is a plus, because as we also have said, NHL games are notoriously just messes at launch. So it's probably going to be a little rough for a while. But
yeah. And I've been playing for a long time, but I've noticed that the last like 2 games, they changed a lot. So I almost feel like a brand new player. It's weird. Like it's just changed so much so quickly that like the last game, I thought it was just like so hard to score sometimes. Like I played my sister's boyfriend randomly one night on NHL 23, and he's like never played the game. And I've played NHL like all my life. And we went to like a shootout. Like it was so bad. Like nobody could score. It was just, I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, like Jake said, don't expect to go into this and we're like winning cash prizes in the NHL gaming thing. Nothing like that's gonna happen. We're gonna be like the real Ducks team. We're going in with vibes, and winning is a plus, like Jake said.
Yep.
But yeah, that was pretty much all Duck stuff for me. Outside of, I do want to give a shout out to Anaheim Calling. They are back.
Oh yeah, they're back. Our friend.
They are part of the For Hockey Fans Network. So, go give their network a follow on Twitter. I don't know if they have Instagram, and follow the new Anaheim Calling Twitter, because the old one is she dead. The new one is like Anaheim Calling FHF or something, For Hockey Fans. But yeah, go follow them. Shout out to them. Glad that they're back. That's fun stuff. We love Anaheim Calling.
Yeah, sure do.
Sidorov scored in his first game back.
Ooh.
What'd you say?
Our boy Igor Sidorov scored in his first game back.
Oh, good for him.
Shall we get into our ads and some division previews here?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's do that thing. Lou, did you want to read one again?
Yeah. Ducks games tomorrow. 714 tickets. Go get you some preseason tickets. I think they're playing Arizona.
They
Yep.
sure do.
Yeah. So if you want to go to that, promo code LAP, LAP on 714.
Yeah. It's our last home preseason game, right?
Yeah.
And the real
then
thing happens.
next Sunday's home opener, so go get you some tickets if you haven't already.
Yeah, Sunday
LAP.
against the Hurricanes. Promo code LAP. They're having a fun. Speaking of the home opener, they're having like a whole. What is it like? Home. What is it? Season
The
opening
same thing
weekend.
they do every year.
It's like a season opening weekend because they're doing something Saturday.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, against the Knights because the Ducks open
Oh,
Saturday.
they're having the Brewery X watch party.
Yeah, they're having a
At
cool
Brewery
watch
X.
party. So you can go to that. That's on
Saturday
the 14th, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and then the home opener is the 15th. So yeah, go enjoy the
Their
little
home
festivities
opener's
there.
on the 15th.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
So not to get too ahead of ourselves, sorry to interrupt. But we do have to mention when we get to Ryan's squeak of the week. He tagged us in something just now of a bunch of stuff he typed into AI with seals and our name. So we'll have to react to that when we get to his question.
Okay, that sounds fun. But yeah, the home
promo
opener.
Code LAP.
Promo code
714
LAP.
tickets.
Get your home opener tickets from 714. Promo code LAP, like Lou said. They're doing a plum carpet this year instead of an orange carpet, so that's gonna be pretty hot.
It's plum.
It's plum. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll. Let's just say purple carpet. It's a beautiful purple carpet. Go enjoy that. All the festivities. Please arrive early so you can enjoy that stuff. Don't be a late arrival. You said it. All right. We're moving on. We're moving on. All right. You want me to do the last two, or you want to do one too, Jake?
I'll do ESPN if you want to do shift.
Okay, sounds good.
Cream.
Well, before Chris enlightens us about Cream, you can, if you haven't already, sign up for ESPN Plus using our affiliate link with our network. Just go to insidetherink.com/ESPN and you're able to sign up. It helps our whole network, not just us. Keeps everything going. I know it's going to be a little rough with our Canadian podcast being hit a little bit with the new laws in Canada about having to become be like an entity that the government.
I still don't fully understand it.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
It's a whole long thing. But it's going to affect some of the podcasts we have, like, Leafs Late Night and I know Jacko's podcast. So, it just helps the network as a whole, not just us. There's a whole lot of us. We're a big old family at ITR. So if you don't have ESPN Plus, we do have something to talk about after this regarding ESPN. That seems like it's going to be a really cool feature to have. I know it's with ESPN2, but it's been beneficial, not just for hockey. Watching pretty much any sport on ESPN has definitely made not having cable nice.
Yeah. And if you don't have cable, opening night on Tuesday in the NHL is a triple header on ESPN, and all 3 games will also be on ESPN Plus. So if you don't have cable, you don't have the ESPN channels. If you get ESPN Plus, you'll be able to watch the triple header on opening night, and that includes Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks. First game with the Blackhawks. I think the Kraken play that night too.
Against Vegas,
Against Vegas, yeah. So Lightning Nashville. Lightning Preds starts at like 2:30 our time, I think.
Oh,
really?
Shit. That's cool. Have something to watch at work.
Yeah, because they want to to get the triple header all in like good time. They have to start kind of early. So
did you say Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday. Wednesday, there's the double header on TNT like normal.
Okay.
But yeah, so ESPN Plus.
Wow,
do that
season
thing.
snuck up on us.
I know, man. Like, it feels like it was like July, and I'm like, this sucks. Like,
I know.
summer
I was
sucks.
thinking.
I'm
I was
bored.
bringing it in the garbage tonight, like before the pod, and I was like, man, it gets dark quick now. And I was like, shit, it's already October.
Should have a segment called like Garbage Thoughts with Lou, where he gives us his thoughts every time he's bringing in the garbage every week.
Yeah,
Could be a fun little thing.
I have thoughts.
See what's on your mind.
Oh, you don't want to know.
That does not instill me with much confidence.
All right, so our last one here, our good friends over at Shift Hockey have some great hockey sticks and
They
hockey
have cream.
gloves. Lou loves all of their cream colored things. They have cream everything. They will cream you out.
Oh yeah, they will.
If you use LAP 10, that's LAP 10. LAP is in all caps. LAP 10 at checkout, you get 10% off your order. It's good on everything from apparel to sticks and gloves. That code cannot be stacked with other existing discounts though. But I still need to get some gear, man. Well, not gear, but like some merch. I need to get a hoodie or something. I love their stuff. Their apparel is just very clean looking. I like the way it looks, and gonna need some. I don't know if I'll get cream. I don't know if I can wear the cream colored stuff, but not sure how I look in that color. I'm more of I'll wear black and like a darker gray. Maybe some dark purple. I can wear this jersey, like dark purple sweater. But yeah, shifthockey.com, lap 10, go get some stuff. If you're new season, hockey season, beer league, whatever's coming up, go grab a stick. A lot cheaper than others.
Did we give our promo code for our store?
Oh,
no, we didn't.
Seal 10.
Seal 10 for the
for
the Teespring shop. If you want to get the Quack Metal merch or the Mighty Seal stuff, use Seal 10. Seal is in all caps. Seal 10 for 10% off. That is good for all of October. Jake wanted to put that in there to celebrate the NHL season starting this month, so you get that all October. So thank Jake.
And our mascot's a seal. Just in case you didn't know. If you're new,
are we cool with making the Mighty Seal like that's gonna be our official like secondary logo, right? That could be our second thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have our script logo and then the Mighty Seal. Like, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
Okay with that.
Sounds
wonderful. Like the web D, we could have like a seal paw for the third logo.
I don't know if seals have paws, Lou.
What do they? They got like flippers, don't they?
Yeah.
Seal paws.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're kind of like flippers.
They're flippers, yeah.
Yeah, they're more like flippers. They got four toes, it looks like. That's cool.
Well,
this one has 5.
While Lou is discovering the anatomy of a seal, we'll transition here. We got news today that ESPN is going to be launching a program on ESPN2 that's going to be kind of like NFL Red Zone called Frozen Frenzy. It's going to be hosted by John Buccigross, and it is pretty much 24/7 hockey coverage.
Yeah, I mean it's that
like
day's
every
crazy.
Team's playing that
day. It's so weird. It's too bad it's happening on a Tuesday. I feel like that would have been so fun to have like a Saturday night type of thing, but it's cool. I mean,
why am I getting harassed in the chat?
There's a lot of potential there for the NHL, and hopefully it sticks and it can be a thing. I mean, I'm not sure we're gonna.
I don't know how it's gonna work in practice, but maybe if they like show every power play, that might work.
Maybe they could do that. Yeah,
because hockey isn't like football, like the Red Zone channel.
Yeah, like I mean, it says they're gonna show every goal, There was like 3 things: every goal, every something else, and every
probably
hit.
Power play.
I don't know, but yeah, that would be a good idea to kind of once a team's on a power play, kind of shift to that really quick and then go to another team on the power play, or
Well, like NHL Network does that, where
Do they?
if they're covering a game, like it's not like the game's on the station the whole time. I know
Mhm.
sometimes they'll do like the in studio look, and it'll be like power
Okay, yeah.
plays or stuff like that. So I could see that working, but
Yeah,
it'll
that'd
be
be pretty
weird to
cool.
see like if it's just Buchagras doing it, or if like someone's
Yeah.
going to be with him.
Yeah, I wonder if Arda might be there.
That'd be cool. Art is really good. I like
Yeah.
Arta's insight on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Him and Buchagras feed off each other really well.
Yeah, they do. I like
Who's Arda?
Arda Ocal.
Couldn't tell you who that is.
He's on NHL and ESPN stuff. He's with Greg Wyshynski too on The Drop, I believe. It's an ESPN
Oh,
show.
well, shout
hockey
out
show.
Arda.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be a
Cool.
lot of fun. I'm hoping that it's I mean, we'll see how much I'm able to watch. We'll see how crazy it is, because there's gonna be a lot going on with 16 games happening. I mean, I know they're all not gonna happen at the same time. And
Hey,
I
if
do
you
like
have-
that. I do
if you
like
have
that.
ADHD, you don't have to
Yeah.
fixate on one thing. It's just like, ooh, goal. Ooh,
I do
hit.
like how the NHL staggered the times of the games. Finally, at least for that night, they're like, hey, we'll do it this night, and then never again. Here, I'm gonna try to get it up really quick. But yeah, hopefully it's a lot of fun. Okay, so the Ducks have a 3:30 game that day.
Really playing
Columbus.
in Ohio or here?
It's in Columbus, yeah. So yeah, the earliest game is 3:00, which is Maple Leafs Capitals, which is already on ESPN. Ducks are at 3:30. Sabres Senators at 3:45. Like they're all split up by like 15 minutes.
Is that Pacific
is-
or Eastern time?
These are all Pacific.
Okay.
Wait, when did the clocks roll back?
You're asking me that question?
Yeah, you're asking the two of us that, and I mean, between the both of us,
Because,
I think we
well,
share
what
half
is it
a
called?
memory.
What is it called?
I forgot that Arizona.
It's
doesn't do
not
that.
called daylight savings, right? What's it called? When do we turn back the clock?
Oh Christ. I
No, we
probably could've
spring
looked on-
forward, don't we?
Yeah, I probably could have checked the calendar, honestly, on my phone. It tells you.
When do we?
But I'm on the NHL app, so it's October 24th. Because 3:30 for me might be earlier for you, because I always forget that, during the winter months, Arizona's not Pacific, we're in Mountain.
November 5th.
Oh, okay, we're good. So yeah, this is Pacific time for the 24th.
Took
So
some
that was
soul,
fun.
some soul searching and using our brains, but we got to
Yeah.
an answer.
But yeah, so
Thanks,
15 minutes.
Google.
They staggered the start times, 15 minutes between the games. I think it's for all of them except maybe 2. But it's perfect. It's like so perfect. I wish the NHL schedule was always like this, when they have tons of games on.
Why is D-Flow cooking me right now? What's going on?
Cooking with gas.
Man.
Well, we did have kind of confirmation. Gary Bettman says that we're in preliminary projections at the very moment. So before everybody makes assumptions that this is set in stone, because we are talking about the NHL, the projections for next season, so the 2024-2025 season, the cap could jump between 87 and 88 million dollars. So congrats, Mason McTavish, on all of the money you're going to make next year.
All of it.
But
Get that bag, King.
they said that the 50 million that's owed in escrow should be paid off this year. So they can look at making the jump in the cap, which, if you are a free agent going into next year, congratulations also on making the bag, because I feel like next year with the cap rising, we are going to see another free agent class like 2016, where just everybody under the sun was getting 6 years and north of 6 million.
Yeah.
So should be a fun time.
And everyone was saying that the next NHL lockout is near.
Yeah. But hey, I know for all the shit that Gary gets, the fact that
Jerpy Gary.
the years following COVID have been
That's a throwback.
as successful as they've been with how hard the cap has been.
Yeah.
So the players being rewarded by making more money with teams having more flexibility is certainly going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what teams like Tampa, Vegas, and Ottawa, like all those teams, Toronto, that are all really hard pressed against the cap, will be able to do with some flexibility. It's going to be a very wild offseason, I think. Next year's UFA class, I think, is very, very talent heavy, and there's probably going to be some moves, some signings that are going to cause controversy, like every offseason. But
yeah,
good on the NHL. There have been some talks of expansion and coming back to Atlanta, but we don't even have to talk about that because it's all still speculation. And Gary even said that they're not really looking at it at the moment, but
yeah,
good times for the NHL. It's nice
Fun
to have
times in
something.
Puckland.
It's nice to have something positive to say about it instead of another scandal.
Yeah. Oh, what are they covering up this week?
Good.
Let's have some fun.
Good for us.
Good vibes going into a new season. Wonderful.
Well, just for confirmation, Seals do have flippers. They have front flippers and back flippers.
Yeah. Yes. Not pause.
Not pause.
No pause. Only flippers.
Well, we were going to do division previews, kind of like we did last year. Well, I say we just kind of go through the divisions, kind of say where we think teams are going to be at. Kind of keep it at that, just because we're a vibes podcast. We're not an in-depth.
If you want analysis, go to Cross the Pond.
We'll start with the Atlantic. Last season, you had the Bruins finishing first with the President's Trophy, followed by the Leafs, the Lightning, and the Panthers. The Sabres just missed the playoffs. Senators were behind them, and then the Red Wings and Canadians rounded out the division.
This one's gonna be tough.
I feel like the only team I would maybe move into that would be Tampa down a slot. And Buffalo and Tampa may be fighting for that 4-5. But it's very foolish to count out Tampa Bay because they are the Lightning after all. Mm-hmm. But with Vasilevsky being out as long as he's expected to, who knows with them? I feel like the Sabres have a good shot of being better. I mean, I feel like the Red Wings could be better, but it is the Atlantic. It always kind of feels like it's anyone's game for a couple months. Until a front runner kind of leads the pack for the rest of the way.
Yeah, Sabres are tough because I really believe that they're going to make a nice jump, but I don't want to get too high on them because I think it's going to come down to their goaltending. Even with like Devin Levi being as good as he is and his potential being, he has a lot of potential, but I just don't. I mean, he's still young, and they don't really have anything that great outside of him to help him.
Well, UPL would be his backup, right? Or they would be the 1A, 1B.
Maybe.
Who is their other goalie?
Because they have a let's see. They have like a veteran guy. I just can't remember his name.
I'm gonna look it up.
You can if you want.
What team are we talking about?
The Sabres.
You want to know the goalies?
Yep.
Okay. I'm on it.
Lou is on it.
I'm on the case.
So
Don't
Jake,
you worry.
Jake, you said the Atlantic would be pretty much the same for you? Outside of maybe Buffalo moving up? Or no, you said Tampa moving down one, right?
Let's say Toronto. We'll go Toronto 1, Boston 2. Florida 3, Tampa 4, and then the bottom stays the rest. Or stays the same.
Okay.
The well, first of all, their goalies are Eric Connery, Devin Levi, and Pekka Luukkonen.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Comrie. That's what I was thinking of. Eric Comrie.
Yeah.
All right, Lou, do you have your Atlantic?
Toronto 1, Boston 2, Florida 3, Tampa 4, Buffalo 5, and then Ottawa, Detroit, Montreal. They don't move.
Okay. Toronto 1, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he pretty much said the same one I did.
Yeah.
I'm not too high on Boston.
I'm not either.
After their top 6, even their top 6 isn't that spectacular.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'll say Toronto at 1 as well. And then I'll go. I think I'm gonna go Florida at 2.
Ooh.
And then I'll go Tampa at 3, Boston, then Buffalo. And then Detroit, Ottawa, Montreal.
Okay, so we're Metropolitan now. Yeah.
The Metro.
Okay, last year was Carolina on top, then the Devils, Rangers, and Islanders taking up 2, 3, 4. The Penguins just missing out. The Caps under them, the Flyers, and then the Blue Jackets. Personally, I am all on the Devils. I would say the Devils are a good bet for being one of the better teams in the league. So I would put them at 1.
Okay.
Then I would say Carolina. As much as it pains me to say, I'm gonna say the Penguins at 3.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay.
I don't
Spicy.
know. They add Carlson and just suddenly I feel like they're gonna just randomly be good again.
Yeah.
I'll put the Rangers at 4. I put the Islanders at 5. And keep the Caps at 6, Flyers at 7, Blue Jackets at 8. We'll keep it simple. But I am also ready for my pick of the Penguins being third of the division to just blow up in my face. So I will wear that one when it happens.
That division is gonna be tough with for the number 1 spot between Carolina and New Jersey, I think.
Yeah.
They're both so good.
I just felt like New Jersey got a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, you add Toffoli. I mean, Jack Hughes is being Jack Hughes. At this point, I think there's
He's a year better.
No question that he's we've known he's the real deal, but like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Carolina's kind of in a weird spot where they're always that like really good regular season team, and then playoffs come around, they win around, and then they just
forget how to play hockey.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go New Jersey as well. At number 1. Then I'm gonna go Carolina. Then I'll go New York Rangers, then Pittsburgh, then the Islanders, Capitals, Blue Jackets, then Flyers.
Okay.
I'm the same with Chris, except keep it the same. Flyers 7th, Columbus 8th.
So the same until the bottom 2 there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the Islanders are gonna make the playoffs this year.
I mean, they're kind of a weird team. Like,
they're a weird team.
They could be good and
They could be good.
Sneak in.
Elias Sorokin, that's their goaltender, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he could just push them to the playoffs. Who knows?
They are a very weird team though.
Yeah.
So getting into the West, we'll start with the Central. Last season was the Avs on top, the Stars in second, Minnesota in third. Winnipeg squeaking in and making the playoffs at 4. And then you had Nashville missing, the Blues missing, Coyotes and the Blackhawks also missing. I'm gonna say as is, with the exception of moving Winnipeg, and I would switch Winnipeg and St. Louis. Honestly, I'd say St. Louis at 4, and then Winnipeg down underneath the Preds.
Okay, Pred's still at 5.
Yeah. For as much as I hate them, I kind of feel like they've gotten kind of better, but they're also kind of in a downswing where I think they're not going to be as great as everyone expects.
Yeah.
I can hate them a little less now that Johansson's gone, but of course he went to a team that I like, so I can't have anything good in life, I guess.
No. All right, so you had St. Louis 4th?
Yeah.
Okay. What you thinking, Lou?
Oh, well, my Minnesota Wild first. They're division champs in the Central.
First place.
And
Okay.
then the Avs 2, Dallas 3, Winnipeg 4. We'll go St. Louis 5, Nashville 6, Arizona 7th, Chicago 8th.
Okay.
Kind of feel like the Coyotes are another one of those weird teams where it's like they can be a lot better and they could be a couple spots higher, but I don't know if they're at like playoff contention yet.
Yeah, and it all depends on if they're young kids that come in really click right away. And if Keller can stay on the same pace as he was last year. But with Logan Cooley coming in,
playing now, right?
Yeah, Gunther, and then you got Logan Cooley.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, they got some fun young players that will hopefully help them. But
who's on their
we'll see.
defense? Notably.
Dumba.
Isn't Matt Dumba on there?
Oh, I totally forgot about Matt Dumba. Yeah,
Dumba,
that's right.
Valimaki.
Oh, isn't it Sean Dursey?
Yeah, Sean Dursey.
Jersey's there. Yeah.
So they'll have a very offensive-minded defense.
Oh, for sure.
But they're gonna probably be an all gas, no brakes kind of defense.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, we have the Pacific.
Oh, hold on. I didn't get mine.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Just be quicker next time.
All right, so I'm gonna have. I hate this, but I'm gonna have the Stars winning the division. I love Jason Robertson though. That's my dude. Robo. I'm gonna have the Avalanche in second, and then I'm gonna go with. I'll go Minnesota at third. Fourth, I'm gonna have some fun. And I'm gonna put the Coyotes there. And then I'll put St. Louis. And then I'll put who am I forgetting? Oh, Winnipeg. Right? Winnipeg? Yeah.
I don't know, are you?
So, yeah.
And then I'll put Nashville and then Chicago. I want to have fun by putting the Cardinals up a little bit higher and then doing Nashville dirty. So we achieved both of those. So it's Stars, Avalanche, Wild, Coyotes, Blues, Jets, Predators, Blackhawks. There's my central. And now the best division of all.
The shit show Pacific.
Yay.
I like how the top 4 was. Vegas at 1, Edmonton 2, LA 3, and Kraken 4. So I'm going to keep that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping that too.
I feel like the Kings or the Kraken are interchangeable depending on who's doing better.
Mm-hmm.
For the bottom, I'd say Calgary stays at 5.
Okay.
But I'm going to be the bold one here. I'm going to move our Ducks up to 6.
Up to 6. Okay.
And then Vancouver 7 and San Jose at the bottom.
Yeah, I have the same exact order as Jake does. same exact order. I think the Ducks finished 6th this year.
Okay.
I'll just be wrong.
I mean, we've been very wrong a lot of times in the last
Well,
year.
maybe
So,
this
you
season's
know,
different. Maybe we just get everything right.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Broken clocks right twice a day. So
All right, I'm gonna go Oilers winning the division. I feel like I picked them to win the division every year, so I got to be right at some point. Um, I'll say the Knights coming in second, and then I'm gonna say Kraken, and
Kraken
then the
3.
Kings. Yeah, Kraken
Bold
3,
boy.
Kings 4. Yeah, I gotta go Calgary 5. I'm also gonna go Ducks 6, and then Vancouver 7, and the horrible Sharks in last.
Ryan says Vancouver finishes last. Hot take. Why? Canada.
Agreed.
I mean, that'd be kind of funny, but I think that definitely belongs to the Sharks. Watch it be the Ducks, because I think last year we had the Ducks finishing.
Like 6th or 7th.
I think so. Yeah.
And that was a just complete mess in its own.
Yeah. What can you do?
We don't have to relive all that. We've done that enough.
Yeah, we're all right.
Well, we will get into our questions here to finish up. So before we get into that though, when our predictions are ultimately wrong, you know that you can tweet at us and tell us that we're stupid. So
Yeah.
Boo Connor because he's not here.
Yeah, but we gotta get Connor's picks. I was gonna put our picks inside the rink and see if they can make us some nice graphics that I can post on our social medias. See if that works.
What's Heather getting from
Make it look pretty.
Domino's?
We're getting pizza.
Nice. Happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know
on
why
Twitter
that's
right
so
now.
funny to me. What are you getting from the pizza place? Pizza.
Yeah. Well, they got like chicken and stuff.
yeah,
I know.
but that's
I'm not trying to like make fun of you for that question. I just thought it was funny the way Jake
Well,
answered it, because
you
you're like,
might
"What are
be,
you getting
but-
from Domino's?" It's like, pizza. Oh boy. Anyway,
well, we'll start with our Hockey 365 topic as always. He says, how do you guys feel about NHL teams splitting up rosters and coaching staffs to play multiple games in the same day? Personally, I don't really mind it. I don't really care, just because
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
It's
me.
inevitable. Like, it's preseason.
If you're going to a different country too, you kind of have to do that, right?
Yeah. That's why the Coyotes and Kings had to have so many different players on the roster, just so they could fill out the other split squad games. But yeah, it's all right.
It'd be a problem if you're having to play in like 2 different states at the same time. I'd think if like it's like, okay, we got to send one squad to LA and then another to Arizona to play. Like, I kind of feel like that's not worth the time, just because like if you're coming back to camp, don't you feel like one group might be more tired because of the travel? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I could see that messing with cohesion, but at the same time, they're also professional athletes, so they're kind of used to that already. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I understand the question, but I think for preseason, it's okay. Like, it'd be different if you had like split squad in the regular season. That would be wild.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think we ever have to worry about that being an NHL thing.
Yeah, and like I think of like the ticket buyer too. Like, can you imagine going to it, like buying tickets for a game and it's like a split squad game though, and you're not seeing, like, if they split it up perfectly where you're not seeing the guys you want to see. I mean,
People
that'd
weren't
be pretty
happy
annoying.
people weren't happy about that when they went to San Diego.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do?
Be like that sometimes.
Our next question comes from Mr. Sicard himself, Mr. Felix. He asked,
Oh, wow. He asked a question.
said, who has impressed you the most so far in Ducks training camp? Pretty sure we talked about this in the group chat earlier.
Jackson. Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson Lacombe.
Lacombe.
And probably Pavel Manchukov. I thought he had a really good game last night against Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Olin Zellweger, too. He's looked pretty good.
I went off the board and it looks kind of bad because he got assigned to the goals camp, but I was surprised with Glenn Godden. It seemed like every time I've watched like any of the streams or like I check on any of the games, like he's part of the highlight or like they're making note of him. And granted, you know, it's pretty easy when you're playing with lineups that are mostly rookies, but I don't know, he looked really good. You know, we memed a lot about, you know, being the hockey god because of his name, but
yeah,
you know, he was kind of a standout of a guy that, you know, I don't think had a major shot of making it. I feel like Sam Carrick's making a lot of his, you know, time in camp so far. I guess Milo didn't agree with that pick because he jumped on my desk, but I'd say those two guys. I mean, Brett Leeson's looking good. Like a lot of the guys you wouldn't expect, I feel are having pretty good camps. But loose pick of Minchikov's another one I agree with. He's looked really good too.
Yeah, Lacombe has just looked so good out there. Just makes it look very easy. It's been enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think he has the best shot of being one of the youngins on the blue line. He has looked very, very solid, and it helps that he's also producing in the games too. I mean, his goals in the what game was it at Honda Center? Was it the Sharks game when they did the shootout?
Yes.
They promised us a shootout last week, but they didn't do it. So
Lou's very mad about that.
I'm
no, it was the OT.
ass-chapped about that.
It was the OT game where he scored. I don't know. He definitely looks very good too.
Yeah.
I mean, they all look good. Like a lot of them have stood out. Like that's tough.
Tristan Luneau has looked good.
The kind of heart back of like it's a good problem to have when you can't really like pin it on just one player.
They're all great.
Lucas Dostal's already in mid-season form.
Wow, they've kind of given him the Gibson treatment of just here's 90 shots to save.
They really threw him into one, huh? Jesus.
Right,
our guy Callie Klang got sent down. I forgot he got sent down today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
The Klang gang. Our next one comes from at goalie mom on Twitter. She says, is there any change so far with the new coach that has stood out or impressed you the most so far? I know it is still early.
I like his thoughtful answers he gives out in interviews. Like, he goes in
really
depth
good answers.
in his answers.
I wouldn't say anything has changed for me like since we last recorded last week. I mean, I kind of stated how I liked what he brought to the team so far for games that don't count. You know, like he just, like Lou said, he gives really thoughtful answers, and they're, I don't know, just the way he talks and explains things and explains how he wants the games to be played and how he expects his players to perform and all that. It's just really, I like it all. I really like what he's saying so far. He's saying all the right things, at least for me. I know saying it and then the team going out and doing it are two different things, but coach can only do so much. And so far I like what I see, and hopefully, the players can get a little more adjusted and familiar with his system. So by the time the regular season rolls along here, and we're maybe in November and December, you can kind of tell that they're all on board with it and everyone's clicking. And like I said, even if they're losing, as long as they look like they know what they're doing out there and things just aren't going right, or the pucks aren't bouncing or whatever it is, you just hope that they're on the on the right level with each other, on the same page, and everything's kind of there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say there's a lot of like personal. I feel like there's a lot of like personality, not just from him, that I like. He does seem like a very kind of outgoing kind of guy. But I like how personal he goes about coaching. It's not just a broader like, okay, I expect this out of everybody. Like we talked about it with the whole thing with Terry, where he was like, oh, well, Troy wasn't understanding the drill, and then I kind of showed him and it clicked.
Yeah.
He seems to have an approach to it where obviously he wants the whole group to be on board, but if he notices a guy struggling with it, it's not like he's being singled out or he's being made an example of. He's genuinely going out of his way to say, hey, this is why this drill is not making sense, or this is why I think you could do it better. And that approach has been very nice, just because we are dealing with a lot of younger kids on the team and a lot of kids that have a lot of talent. It is going to be very hard to make the transition. So knowing that he's going to be able to micromanage in a sense, but it's going to be in a positive light and reflect helping them become their best version of themselves down the line, instead of just like, oh, you fucked up here, like, hey, this is what you did wrong. Like, it is very positive and not just kind of there to just bring the guys down.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I really like that a lot.
Do you have another one, Lou, or kind of on
Would
board
it-
with what we're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Sorry, I spaced out.
You're good.
Oh man.
So our next one comes from the Pawn Press. I know you are in the chat. Thank you for the question, my good sir. So if you can go back to the draft right now, would you guys change the second overall pick to Fantilli?
Nah.
I'm still riding that Leo was the right choice, even if I didn't agree with it. Just hearing all the conversations and how the organization values him,
Mhm.
he was going to be the guy regardless. So
yeah, I'm still riding with Carlson. I like him a lot. Like Jake said, I also didn't agree with it right out of the gate. Like right when it was announced, it did kind of hurt that we didn't get that they didn't pick Fantilli. But like you're saying, with all the conversations and everything, it was going to be Carlson all along. Like they knew for a while this isn't something that they just decided at their draft table, seconds before they had to make their pick. They didn't just be like, okay, we got to make a decision, flip a coin type of thing. Like this was someone that they wanted for a while and they thought would fit with this team now and in the future. So can't really question it too much. It was going to be Leo all along. We're down. We're riding with Leo here.
our next one comes from Haley. I always like that Haley has kind of the lighthearted ones. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps get us back to our goofiness. But she asks, what player or players, any team, would you want as roommates?
Oh, any team. Okay. Someone who can cook. Damn.
I mean, I feel like Gibson would be my answer, but that's also just because I feel like we just smoke.
Gibson, I think, would be a good one. I feel like he'd just be really chill. I feel like he'd be an easy roommate, but maybe not. I mean, we obviously don't know him personally, but I feel like he seems like he'd be clean, like a clean guy.
Yeah, I want to room with someone who's clean.
Yeah, gotta be clean. Gibson's a good one. Trying to think of someone else on another team.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard one. It's because like, I don't know, like I feel like if I dislike a team, I kind of put them out of memory.
Not moving in with any of those people who
Let's just say all goalies. Like let's got Gibson in there. Let's add Devin Levi over there in Buffalo. Let's add.
Did you just call him Denim Levi?
Devin.
I thought you said Denim.
No, not Denim. He might like denim. but his name's Devin.
Yeah, you're right.
Freddie Anderson. I feel like Freddie Anderson would be a fun guy. Maybe him, because maybe Austin Matthews. We'll throw in a non-goalie there.
Just
Just 'cause
naming guys, the name guys.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, especially during the offseason, Freddie Anderson comes with Austin Matthews. I feel like that's a package deal. Seems like they seem to still be pretty good friends. So, but yeah, I would stick to mainly goalies. I think goalies would be fun as roommates.
Sure.
Connor said he's hopping on.
Oh, we're getting an
Oh,
appearance from the Coner.
Connor live from Vegas. This is Connor's
From
Lou moment.
Vegas.
Well, I guess while we wait for Connor to hop on, we'll
I can kill some time here with
I had
a
islands
tweet.
today.
You had islands today.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I love
Had the
islands. I
Maui.
haven't had it in a while. Oh, nice.
No mayo. Mayo's disgusting.
I haven't had that in a while.
missing out, Lou.
No, mayo's disgusting. I'm not missing out on anything.
On that burger though?
I don't care. Mayonnaise is the tool of the devil.
Maybe we need to get Islands as a sponsor. That's what we need.
We could also not do that.
I didn't drink a beer with it either. Usually when I
No?
go out, I have a beer, but no, I was a good boy today.
That's good.
Good for me.
No devil juice for old Lou
No,
this time.
no devil juice. No.
All right, I can kill some time here with a tweet that I made on the Late Arrivals account that kind of
You made the soup tweet?
No, I did not do that. I asked which bromance is the bromance, and I got some people upset with my options for people to choose. I said Zegras and Terry or Zegras and McTavish, and I only said those two because two things. I totally forgot about Drysdale. I won't lie, I forgot about Drysdale, and I just wasn't thinking about him. He's not signed. He hasn't been talked about. I totally blanked. But second, it was during the game against the Kings, and it was like I think it was intermission, and they were showing Zegras showing up to the rink, and like he was meeting up with Terry, and they hugged and stuff, and they showed McTavish like all smiley and all giddy when Zegras was on the ice, and they hugged. They had like this little cute moment. So I said Zegras and Terry or Zegras and McTavish. I said it based on that. So sorry to the people that said, hey, it's obviously Drysdale, duh. I mean, yeah, it probably is.
And the way to piss off Cecilia, good going.
Right? Actually, I don't even think she was one of them, surprisingly. She has us muted 100%.
Whoever tweeted that soup tweet, they got people in a tizzy.
Shut up.
I don't know who did that, but
Well, my question to you, Lou, is have you ever had a good soup?
no.
What kind of soup have you had?
That's between me and my guy at Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Between me and my
I like a good broccoli cheddar soup.
my doctor.
Broccoli cheddar is good.
Just flavored water.
I mean, to stick with the islands conversation, you haven't lived life if you haven't had the tortilla soup.
Actually, haven't tried that.
The what?
The tortilla soup
Tortilla soup.
I thought you said the twitchy soup. I was like, what is that?
comes in a bag, but I mean, it's good.
Makes you twitch.
Oh, there's the Pluto. Why did I say Pluto? I don't know. There he is, though.
He's coming in.
There
Hey,
he is.
What's up? Just
Oh my God.
fashionably late as always. Sticking
Love
to
the hat.
sticking to the brand. Yeah, it's new. Bought this today.
Nice.
Great.
Brand new hat. What's up, y'all? How we doing?
Doing pretty
All right, so
well.
can
We're going over.
Can we just redo the pod all over again? No, I'm kidding.
Whoops, sorry, got to start over.
Do you have any quick thoughts about anything?
What did we talk about?
We don't have to give you your flowers since you're here.
Is is Trevor Ziegler signed? Did that happen yet?
I think he might have.
Yeah, I think so.
We were
No,
just.
I
finishing up-
mean, just quick thoughts on that. Hate to say I told you so, but 3.5, 3 by 5.75. I mean, it was in line with everything we heard. You know, hey,
I guess you could give your who's stood out to you in camp and preseason the most.
oh well, I think the obvious answer is Jackson Lacombe. He's just looked far and away the best of that group of young defensemen. I mean, it's at the point where I'd be really, really, really shocked and honestly a little upset if he's not on the opening night roster. But yeah, Jackson Lacombe has really stood out. I don't know if you guys touched on it a little bit. You probably did, but you know, with the Robert Haig and Colton White waiver news today, I mean, I think that all but cements that Lacombe has made the opening night team, but you know, also I think that creates an easier avenue for one of Zellweger or Minchikov to make the opening night roster. And you know, I think one of them is going to make it now. And I mean, if I had to personally pick, I think Minchikov has looked better than Zellweger. You know, I think we've talked about this a little bit, and it's been discussed on Twitter. You know, I know Felix over across the pond, and I kind of hold the same sentiment, but I think Pavel Mintyukov's game has always been a little bit more quickly and directly translatable to the NHL. So I can't say I'm overly surprised. Now, that doesn't mean that like this is a knock on Olin Zellweger. It's just kind of, you know, with the reckless, high pace, all gas, no break style he plays, you know, you can clearly see that on the defensive side of things that there's still some kinks he needs to work out. Now, you know, again, that's not me trying to downplay Olin Zellweger or anything like that. Like, no, he's going to be fine, but I think if I had to pick between one of the two, I think Minchikov has earned it. Now I can't say, you know, I don't know if it's just a thing of, hey, yeah, we're going to get him up for a couple games and then send him back down. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I can get a read on that situation yet, but yeah, I would say if one of them has to make it, I think I'd be leaning slightly Minchikov.
Okay.
Well, that was one of our questions. So I mean, we can just jump right into that. That was from Brandon over on Twitter. I'm in the same boat. If I had to choose between Zellweger and Minchikov, it's Minchikov at this moment.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the questions. I wasn't even going to be.
But I don't know. I do agree that I just kind of feel like his skill set's a little more kind of what we're looking for in the situation. But I mean, I feel like this season's going to be a revolving door of just, hey, you get your couple games, then head back down, then just kind of next man up. Just if it's one or the other for opening night roster, I would say Minchikov's probably the better bet at this point. But
yeah,
we're going to see both.
I think
we know we're going to see both.
for him.
Yeah, and I think and you know, there's one more preseason game tomorrow, right? Or is there one more after that?
They're in Tucson on Saturday.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Two more chances for Zellweger and Mintyukov to, you know, cement the status of whoever, you know, is probably going to get that opening night spot. You know, there is a small chance it could be both, and they keep 8 defensemen on the roster if they don't want to do 7. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind there. I don't think it will be both of them, but you know, not something that we can rule out there, because that is a possibility as well. So, but you know, again, talking as in if it's holy shit, if it's just going to be one of them, yeah, I think it's Minchikov. But you know, you know, like I said, I think these next 2 preseason games are, you know, obviously really going to kind of cement that and show us who it's going to be. But you know, if Zellweger comes out and he has an absolutely kick-ass next 2 games, and he looks like he's you know, making strides, I think it might be his, because you know, you got to factor in the ELC slide thing with Minchikov as well, so that could be a reason why they keep Zellweger up over Mintyukov. But yeah, but I mean, I think it's close, but I'd be leaning Minchikov. But you know, it should just go to whoever earns it. You know, it's not a knock on either player to be like, oh, they deserve it right now over the other. Like, they're both fine. They'll both be up at some point this year, like Jake said. But
And the goals are going to be fun. Go watch the goals.
Yeah, no matter what, the goals are going to be
Mhm.
the goals are going to be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think this year with how many young defensemen are back in San Diego, and even a couple of the forwards, it should just be a situation where, hey, we're going to give a lot of different guys chances, and guys should be able to play their way into spots at the NHL level. If they get called up and they look like they belong, I think they should stay. I think we kind of really lean into the youth movement. And I think with the waiving of Robert Hagg and Colton White, I think that's showing that Pat Verbeek is kind of starting to trend that way. And I think we can all agree that's the way that this team needs to approach this season. So,
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Our next one comes from Patrick, and short and sweet. Who are Leo Carlson's ideal line mates for the season?
Ooh, I like this question. So I put out a tweet the other night kind of about this, and this was kind of stemming from a conversation we were having in the Crash the Pond Discord. But I think a guy like Adam Henrique is really kind of the perfect dude to play on Leo Carlson's wing. Henrique's kind of just one of those kind of tool belt players, I kind of like to call him, where he's just kind of shown throughout his career, and especially throughout his time in Anaheim, that he can really just kind of gel with anybody.
Yeah.
I know he has been back to playing a lot of center in camp, but it's good to know that this team has never shied away from throwing him on the wing, and it's a good option to be able to have when this team is fully healthy. So I think fully healthy. Obviously, the Killorn injury kind of shakes things up a little bit. The Lundestrom injury is going to kind of shake things up as well. So if all forwards are currently healthy right now, I think I would want Adam Henrique on Leo's wing. I think Alex Killorn as well could be another one. If you want to run a line like have Leo down the middle and go Henrique and Strome on the wings, I think that's something that could really work. But I think Henrique's a perfect guy for Leo. He kind of brings that veteran presence to the line, and I think Leo can kind of look to him for help and look to him for advice, and Henrique can just kind of be like that mentor in a sense for him on the line. So I'd say Adam Henrique ultimately. The fun in me wants to see a line with Leo centering it, Zegers on the left wing, and Terry on the right wing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself there. That maybe just like a late game or a power play type of lineup right there. But
yeah,
just I think that'd be really fun to see. But the more realistic answer is I think if it was up to me, I'd find a way to put Adam Henrique on Leo's wing.
I'd say Henrique and Terry.
Yeah, I agree 100% on Henrique, and then the other side can just be whoever, really. Terry would be really good. I like the Strome idea too. I do like that.
Yeah, I think in a fully healthy forward lineup, I think it's hard to ignore the chemistry that Zegers and Terry have shown throughout the last 2 years, and now that we have a deeper forward depth at our disposal this year, finally, I think it's going to be kind of hard to turn away from that. Now, who knows? A couple. We got some new forward groups out this year. Leo's a factor, Killorn's a factor. We could see some shakeups, and we could see some line combinations that we haven't really seen before that do work. But I just think off the bat, you probably want to keep Zegers and Terry together just because that's going to be your surefire first line.
Yeah.
I'd say it's my thoughts on that.
How about you, Lou?
Wasn't Alex Killorn
Nick
and
Ritchie,
Troy Terry?
Yeah,
bring Nick home. Didn't they do Leo, Troy, and Alex Killorn on a line in camp?
Yep.
I want to see that. See what happens there.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I feel like there's not really too many bad options. I just think as long as you pair like a veteran guy with him and one of Terry or another right winger, like
yeah,
Strome. I mean, he's got one hip, but I mean, hey, even Silverberg. I mean,
yeah,
you got that little Swedish connection there. But yeah, I think you could do something like that with Killorn, Leo, and Terry on a line, and then have something where whether it's McTavish centering that first line, and then you have Zegers and Strome on the wings, or you have Zegers centering the line and you have McTavish and Strome on the wings. I think you can kind of really run with any kind of combination there. That could kind of be the loaded up version of the top six. But I think in a perfect ideal world, once everybody's settled in and Leo's completely comfortable, and I think if you have the adequate winger depth to make it work, I think all three of Zegras, Carlson, and McTavish should be centering their own lines. I think that should be the base structure of it. Now, I'm not sure if our forward depth right now, as the team is currently constructed, would really make that super enticing. I think, maybe we're talking a year or two now from now where, we've maybe been able to bring some more, higher skilled, some more high profile guys in, a little bit more juice, just so that, that third line, whoever would be centering that would be third line wouldn't be stuck with like, Frank Petrano and Max Jones. You know what I mean? Like ideally, if you're going to spread around the lineup, you kind of want some other talent to be able to spread around to go with it. So I don't know if we see that right away. And I think it does make it just a little bit harder now with the Killorn injury and the Lundestrom injury as well. But again, perfect world, a year or two down the line, I think all three of those guys should be centering their own line. I think that's just a true testament to forward depth, and it's what all these competitive cup contending teams have is depth and just line after line after line that can roll out. So
exactly.
Kind of. I know that was kind of a little bit of an off tangent answer, but
all good. I agree. Definitely Henrique. I want to see Henrique with him 100%.
Okay, and our last one tonight is our squeak of the week. So Ryan starts with playoff baseball. I will not be buying you peanuts or Cracker Jacks. Pay for it yourself, but also give me a beer, please. And Santa Maria, can't believe what I just saw, etc. Playoff baseball is great, but what is your favorite non-favorite team playoff moment?
Ooh.
I would say the David Freese home run against the Rangers when he was on the Cardinals was a pretty memorable one. That was still kind of around the time I was playing baseball, and I mean, the call on that, the Joe Buck call is just
the
one of his
we
better
will see
ones.
you tomorrow night. Yeah, I mean, a couple that come to mind. I mean, the Stephon Diggs walk-off touchdown in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Against the Saints. I mean, Ovechkin lifting the cup. That's another one. Trying to think of a good baseball one that isn't like a basic answer.
The Ovechkin Cup one might be mine. Like that was.
Yeah, like
that was great to see. And then like the entire summer was just like, okay, where's Ovechkin?
That was great. That's going to be that whole cup celebration is going to be hard to top.
Yeah.
I mean, from that playoff run, I mean, the Ovi lifting the cup was definitely the highlight of it, just because he finally won it. Yeah. But the end of the Penguins, if I had to pick a hockey one, I'd say the end of that series against the Penguins that they played.
Okay.
Just because of how dead silent it was.
Yeah.
When Kuznetsov walked it off. Yeah.
I was really pulling for him hard that run, and that's a memorable highlight just because it was a team that I liked that won. So
yeah.
Oh, sorry, God, thank you, Rooch. Fucking duh. Messi winning the World Cup.
That's a good one.
And I can say that's not my team anymore because he's no longer on Barcelona, who I'm a fan of, and I'm not Argentinian. So that counts.
You're not?
No. Shockingly, I'm not.
I was trying to think of
a World Cup or Ovechkin finally winning.
I was trying to think of a Bills one, but there really aren't too many happy moments there. And I was gonna say Bills because they're not like I don't consider them my team. Like I'm more of a Bears fan, but I love watching the Bills, and with them being the home team, like I'll root for them and stuff. But them winning and losing doesn't really bother me. But like, I think the closest thing would be for the Bills would be that was it last year's Chiefs Bills playoffs that went to like overtime.
That game
that was like the best playoff game I've probably ever seen.
Wasn't.
I mean, it sucks that the Bills lost, but like that was so much fun to watch. Like it was high scoring, it was crazy. Like both offenses were just dominating. That was great. I just wish it ended a little bit differently. But what's yours, Lou?
Every team eliminating the Dodgers in October.
Speaking of that,
that's my favorite playoff.
Speaking of that, go Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks won tonight. They swept the The Brewers
Ryan said K.
swept the Brewers in the wild card.
I can't think of any
D-backs.
other playoff from like other sports.
Do you know when the divisional series starts for the National League?
Couldn't tell you.
They
You tell me.
should start
I think it starts-
soon.
It starts in like 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan said Saturday.
Okay. We'll see if the Diamondbacks get swept again by the Dodgers, because the last time they won the wild card, I think they beat the Rockies. And it was like a huge deal, and they played the Dodgers in the divisional series, and they got swept. So
Hey,
it's
at
all
least-
happening
At
again.
least your team's making the playoffs. Just be happy with that, Dick.
What do you guys want to win the World Series?
D-backs, baby.
D-backs would be super cool. I was on the D-backs and Blue Jays bandwagon, but the Blue Jays did not show up. So yeah, D-backs it is. I
And
don't think I
every
have a.
hockey media person had a tweet about it. Like
They sure
everyone.
did. Everyone was mad. Everyone.
I'm gonna say the Orioles because that was the
Ooh,
very
I forgot.
first,
Yeah,
very first little league team I played on. So we love our birds here.
we love the Birds.
I'm going with the Rangers because Bruce Bochy. I love Boch.
I just can't root for Texas.
I just
Anything. I'm
can't.
sorry.
I just can't root for the Rangers.
No, I'm not really rooting for them. I'm rooting for him.
Okay.
And probably Baltimore
Orioles would be cool. Yeah.
or Minnesota.
Well, Lou has to pick Minnesota since he's a Wild
he's on,
fan now.
Yeah. He's on some Minnesota thing lately. That's weird for Lou. Minnesota
St.
just
Paul.
doesn't seem like a Lou place.
St. Paul's great in the winter.
Oh, do you want to take us out, Chris?
Yep. So that is it for this week. Thank you as always for listening. And if you stuck around this long, please make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, all of that. Wherever you want to find us, it's at Late Arrivals Pod everywhere. Very easy to find us. Make sure you're following Inside the Rink on Twitter and Instagram as well. I think they do have a TikTok that you can follow. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel, please. I think they're over like 200 now, 200 subscriptions. So that's cool. We want to keep that growing. You'll find our videos if you don't want to watch us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. So go check them out. Wherever you're listening to this, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is, please leave us a rating and a review if you'd like. I know Spotify, I don't think you can leave reviews, but leave us a rating. We appreciate it. It helps out the show a lot. Helps us show up on the lists, the podcast lists every week. We get an email every Monday telling us where we're at. So that stuff helps us. Give us some love over there on the reviews and ratings and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
Just write a
Blah, blah, blah,
review
blah.
about Lou hating soup.
Yeah, talk about Lou Soup and the Minnesota thing he's on lately.
Don't know why you think I tweeted that.
But yeah, NHL season starts next Tuesday. Let's go.
Coming
All
up
right.
quick.
Well, we'll see you guys next week whenever we decide to record.
Yep, we'll let you know Monday, Tuesday.
We'll see ya later.
Bye.
See ya.